Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Serious Cinema for Unserious Men. I'm your host, Gabe Bradham, and with me today is Mr. October Surprise. It's Tucker Sennett. And Tucker, your Yankees right now are playing a pretty important baseball game. So before we dive into movie news and our topic for today, which is our favorite baseball movies, because you and I are two guys who love baseball, Tucker, just give me a state of being check, right? If you're on the ledge, maybe step off for a second, walk to the mic and tell us how you're feeling.
Well, Aaron Judge just struck out, and it's I'm not super pumped right now. It's two to
Yes.
two going into the bottom of the seventh, and the we just are not capable of getting the big hit ever.
Mhm.
So but I'm morale is pretty low, and all the people that are like, "Oh, you're a Yankees fan, at least you get to be there." It's like, yeah. That's fine and dandy, but when you're there so many times, the expectation is that at some point it actually happens. Gabe gets that because the crew,
NFC Championships.
NFC championships for football, and the Brew Crew
And the
has
Preds, Stanley Cup in 17, and then some good
yeah,
playoff
yeah,
runs.
yeah. But the
I am a perennial almost there, but I
yes,
cannot cross the finish line. So Tucker, I promise you I get it. I'm feeling your pain. The Milwaukee Bucks have also done that to me several times. Sports is one of the most beautiful things in the world, but it has also ruined my life completely, and I'm a shell of a man, and I'll never be normal again. Just to paint a word picture for everyone for how Tucker is doing, he's standing on a very short stool. There's a noose around his neck, and he's potting at like a standing desk. And I'm guessing if either the pod starts going poorly or Bobby Witt Jr. just decides to be a stud at baseball, he's taking a step off the stool. Tucker, I'd prefer if you didn't. And I think this first piece of movie news might help you not do that. Christopher Nolan, he's back. After just saying, I am the king of movies in 23 and saying, give me every Academy Award, I win everything. And like, we definitely should have done that before. His next movie is coming out July 17th, 2026. It's starring Matt Damon. And the rumor is it's a horror movie. I don't have no clue if that's true. That's coming from Jordan at World of Real. I don't know the reputability of Sir Jordan or Ma'am Jordan. I actually don't know which one.
I don't
Um,
I don't really I really hope that, like, I'd be good with another Christopher Nolan thriller.
yeah.
I don't really want to waste a Christopher Nolan movie on a horror movie, respectfully. And I know horror is a genre that people love.
Yeah.
I
You're
feel
talking to the
like,
king of darkness right here.
yeah, no, and I get it, but it's like there's only I don't know. There's just only so much you can do with horror, I think. And at times it gets a little redundant for me. And I'm not I, I'm not judging. It's just not my genre, and Gabe can totally debunk this argument. I just think there's only so many ways that you can make a spooky ghost, or you can possess somebody, or you can kill somebody, or you can have goo coming out of them.
Oh,
So
not the goo.
we this is a very pro goo podcast, in case you hadn't learned that
Yeah,
by now.
everyone was like, oh, the substance goo. And we are like, we were pre-goo. We were pre-substance gooing it. Okay.
Yeah.
They don't get it. No, Tucker, I'm not gonna fight you on the is horror good argument because there is no light in your eyes right now, and I just feel like you're either gonna scream at me because you're just gonna snap, or you're
Oh,
just gonna go, okay, and then be quiet for the rest of the episode. I would say I don't I wouldn't be opposed to a Chris Nolan horror movie, but he's had so many projects that I've been like, yeah, that'd be pretty cool, that I would just like him to do one of those, right? We've had the George Washington movie that's been kicked around forever that's just always sounded cool. I'm
that's
not opposed to that.
I've thought about that before. That's a really tough biopic to
It
do,
so is. It so is.
because there's just no there's no right, like Lincoln. There was perfect formula. You
Hmm.
could have gone, his rise to power, which is really fascinating, or you go what the movie is, which is obviously like the Emancipation Proclamation, and
And
just
then him
like,
going, Mary Todd, let's go see a play now, now, now.
yes, yes, but there were clear chapters, whereas like
Hmm.
Washington. to do it justice, it would have to be like Napoleon length.
Yeah,
And
I think Washington, the only way you can do it is right after, the Battle of Yorktown, and they're setting up, and it's Washington saying, I don't want to be president. I don't want to be president, and him being
but
president. I think
I
that's the
think
only way you can do it.
but you have to have the the army parts.
Yeah, you open with Yorktown, and then maybe you have him do like a flashback to, was it Bunker Hill we got like absolutely slaughtered at?
Yeah, but he
So,
wasn't super involved in that one. Like I think if you're gonna make a Washington movie, you gotta have him crossing the Delaware is my
yeah,
point.
that's true. That's true.
So it's
Well,
like you can't omit too many major points of his life. And you also, you get into some controversy with, did he, yes, he was a slave owner. Do
he was
he,
also shooting blanks. So.
yes,
That's
yes.
just a thing. Oh, hold on. Tucker, I got a phone call right here. It's from Christopher Nolan. Hold on. Hello, sir. Oh, yes, yes. Okay. I'll tell him. I'll tell him. Yes. God bless you as well, sir. All right, Tucker. Chris Nolan has called. He's got two projects. He's making two movies. The first one is he is making that George Washington movie. However, it's George Washington teaming up with the Fast and the Furious cast. It's called Two George, Two Washington. So you got
Hmm.
Vin Diesel, George Washington, Dwayne the Rock Johnson, and they're going to the moon. And then you also have the Two Prestige, which is the Prestige 2.
Okay.
And they're replacing Christian Bale with Ryan Reynolds, and he's
I'm,
playing
I'm,
Deadpool.
I'm
So,
good. I'm good with both of those
so
things.
those two projects are coming down the pipeline
Who,
from
for,
King of
for,
movies, right? If Cruise is president of movies, Nolan is the king, right?
he's like, just because he makes them happen, I would almost call him God.
Ooh, movie God. That feels slightly blasphemous, and I hope lightning doesn't come down from my roof. How about movie Emperor? Is that okay?
But that's
Supreme
like
benevolent dictator of movies?
he's like the movie Galactus.
Okay, okay. Movie cosmic being. Movie
Yes.
Cthulhu.
No, because that's David Zaslav.
True. Yeah, it is. What about chairman of movies? Like Chairman Mao, but chairman movie. You know? I
That
had
would
an idea,
imply
Tucker, by the way. I wanted to make a communist story about cats, and the villain was going to be Chairman Meow. And that's as far as I got, but I just think that's a really good idea.
so this guy named George Orwell wrote
Uh-huh.
this book called Animal Farm, and
Yeah, no, I've heard of it. I thought it was
it's about
propaganda.
farm animals who are
Filth. They're pigs, capitalist elites. And then I ate them for bacon. Speaking of David Zaslav, he's greenlit some new casting for this Lantern show, and then it was announced by DC. And the casting for this has been horrendous because it has been apparently people signing up then dropping out then signing up and dropping out, and DC must have finally locked it in because 4 hours ago they posted it on their social medias.
yeah.
We now know that Aaron Pierre, who you and I loved in Rebel Ridge, this is awesome, is playing John Stewart, and John Stewart is apparently going to be the main Green Lantern in the James Gunn DC universe, which I think is a great choice. And Kyle Chandler from Friday Night Lights and Godzilla King of the Monsters is playing Hal Jordan. That's the one that I'm a little skeptical on.
Oh,
He's
I
gonna
think
have to
it's
channel
great.
the coach energy to be Hal Jordan.
Yeah, and I think he can.
I think I'm skeptical. I didn't say he couldn't do it. He's a professional actor, Tucker.
I just Kyle Chandler shows up in everything, and I'm like, oh, I'm happy to see him.
Yeah, that's fair.
He's not gonna win you an Oscar, but he's gonna show up and he's gonna do his goddamn job. And
Yeah.
he's like he's the reverse character actor. He basically plays the same thing in everything, and it's
Ooh,
always solid.
okay.
You know what I
Well,
mean?
Tucker, yeah, I do. And speaking of character actors, there was once a fantastic movie populated by character actors, and it's a movie that you and I have been carrying the torch for. And I just think this movie's incredible, despite people being like,
Hocus
it's
Pocus.
fine. No, not Hocus Pocus. That movie sucks, and I'll stand on that. Widows. Steve McQueen is doing press for Blitz, and he's saying people, quote, weren't ready for Widows, that it was, quote, ahead of the curve. Tucker, what are your thoughts with that? Because this movie, it got no awards nominations except for a
Yeah,
BAFTA nomination for Viola Davis. That was
yeah.
it. That was all it got. So what are your thoughts on that?
it took some it took some risks with its social commentary, which I think it was at the time. I mean, that movie came out when? 2019,
2018.
2018. Like it was just kind of not the we, we're in a very different place culturally and just in socially today
Hmm.
than we were in 2018. So and that movie sort of in this it kind of takes the same kind of very vague but at the same time obvious swings at tackling systemic issues in the
Hmm.
United States and more and it's more hyper localized in that movie by kind of doing it with visual storytelling rather than you know serving it to you on a plate.
Hmm.
There's like one scene in particular I'm thinking of where Colin Farrell, who's like a very shady politician,
He's just like the devil reborn as a Chicago politician.
yeah, he's driving through the neighborhood that he reps,
Hmm.
which is like the ghetto, and then immediate like the houses start to get slightly better, and then you see, you see black people mowing the lawns, and all of a sudden you're in this nice neighborhood, and it's a tracking shot, and it's just like little things like that that are really I don't know, they're just it's not it's very tongue in cheek,
It is.
and
And also, it's a movie that you have to pay attention to. It
yes,
gets a lot of comparisons to Heat, and I think those are great comparisons. I made them. However, Heat, you can kind of turn your brain off.
yes.
And I love that about it. He's one of it's literally one of my four favorite movies of all time. Widows, you really do have to think. There's some plot twists that are happening. I do think it's a fantastic movie. Colin Farrell, despite being the devil, is incredible. Robert Duvall cooking, Viola Davis is just like Viola Davis does not turn in a bad performance. Even on How to Get Away with Your Murder, when she was the same character for like 12 seasons, where she'd be like, everything's okay. I'm not upset at you, then would be looking in her bag for something and whip out a gun and shoot them and
Don't
kill them, which
don't
is what
forget
she
about don't forget about the NBA center of attractive female actresses.
Debicki?
Yes,
Yeah, Debicki's cooking. Cynthia Rivio, great. Michelle Rodriguez, good. Brian Tyree Henry, fantastic. Daniel Kaluuya is so good. There's
he's
a
really
scene where
good.
he's making people rap for him, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you got bars," and then whips out a handgun and shoots them, and you're like, "Oh man!" And then Liam Neeson isn't in the movie much, but he's in some pretty great moments. Oh, there's light in Tucker's eyes. Tucker, what just happened?
Yes!
Wow,
Giancarlo
that's a
Stanton, solo home run to left.
wow. Giancarlo, big night for Giancarlo.
Yeah, finally.
What a
He's the only guy in October that ever shows up.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Oh,
it's Knocktober, and right now the Yankees are just going to keep knocking on the door to a win tonight. But we won't jinx anything. Next, Tucker, Sandra Bullock and Keanu Reeves really want to make Speed 3. That's a quote from them at Beyond Fest doing a little screening for Speed. Tucker, what would they be on or be driving in Speed 3? Right? We've gotten a boat and we've gotten a bus. What is it for 3? A train? It's got to be a train, right?
train is the logical next place that we could go. But I feel like let's get out of the box. What if it's like a it's a very tall mountain and they're going up a
Okay.
tram.
Hmm.
Doesn't really work in the whole speed title because
Yeah.
very fast. But what if they called it tram?
I don't think as many people would go see it. That sounds like an SNL parody where they like Keanu's hosting and then Sandra comes back. And they're like, isn't that like, shh, we can't say the name of that other movie under contractual reasons. What
Yeah,
if it was
yeah.
an ambulance? And what if instead of Sandra Bullock and Keanu Reeves, we cast Jake Gyllenhaal and Yahya Abdul Mateen and we let Michael Bay direct it and we call it
Okay.
Ambulance?
How about Speed 3 and they're in a submarine?
That would be good. I'm not opposed to that.
And Gene Hackman and Denzel Washington are in it.
You know I'm not going to say no to that, Tucker. Like, just come on now.
Am I tickling your brain with that?
Ah, you're tickling something, and that's for sure. Let me
What if
rephrase the
what if they
train
got
one.
in a what if they got in a big argument and Gene Hackman ordered Denzel off his deck.
Yeah. Do you know the quote now? Can you do it?
I can't do it, but you just I was trying to bait you
Yeah.
masterfully bait you.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, you are I'm a master trapper. You are a master baiter, Tucker. What can
yep,
I say?
yep.
With Gene Hackman, if he was in that, he would go, Mr. Hunter, I'm the captain of the submarine. I have given my order, so kindly shut the F up! And he'd scream it at the top of his lungs. Now, I
I like
can't
that
actually
you
say it.
that was very courteous of you, Gabe,
My
that you're
mother
not.
is sleeping about
Yeah.
90 feet, and I don't want to wake her up because I don't want to ruin my night. I don't know about you. She would get on the spot and be like, let me talk to Tucker. And be like, no, no, we're recording. She'd be like, I just want to see how his life's going. And you'd be like, oh, we can stop talking. She'd be like, no, 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 keep this on air. People want to hear because she cares about you very deeply. Just because that's the kind of mom she is. Tucker,
She's
last two pieces of movie news. How would you, Tucker? Are you excited to see The Apprentice? I will be seeing it tomorrow. Are you excited
yeah,
for it? Are you
yeah.
excited to see The Apprentice? It's going to be huge. It's going to be the biggest movie of the year. I'm going to get the biggest projector, and I'm going to make Mexico pay for it. And I'm going to spin the camera reel. It's got Sebastian Stan. He's a very handsome man. It's got Jeremy Strong. He was in Succession. People are saying that Fox News, the patriots of Fox News, are saying that's what Succession is about. I don't believe it. HBO, woke media, they wouldn't make it. But are you excited for The Apprentice, Tucker?
I actually really am. My plan, we have fall break here at Arizona
Okay.
State, and my plan is to I'm working on Friday night. We have ASU has a game, so I'm busy on Friday night. My plan is I have Monday and Tuesday off, so I will probably be seeing The Apprentice.
Okay.
And the Saturday night come out this week or next week?
Saturday night comes out. I'm seeing it tomorrow at 4:20 p.m.
Okay.
BYOG, bring your own ganja with my
Okay.
mother and my sister.
Okay. Yeah, I will probably see that. I will see both of those Monday and Tuesday, is my
So do you
guess.
think I should take my mom to see Terrifier 3 real quick?
No, no.
No, people are apparently passing out and throwing up. So
I don't really get that franchise. Like how,
it's worse than torture porn. It's like you know how Mortal Kombat and Saw they are very violent, and Saw is more violent than Mortal Kombat, but there's almost a cruel humor to them.
yeah, yeah.
So
I'm catching your drift. I'm picking up what you're
Terrifier
saying.
isn't funny at all. Like there is a scene where a woman is chopped to bits and then scalped, and she's still alive, and you just hear
That,
her screaming, and you're like, "This isn't." I'm not scared. I'm disgusted.
so
I don't
it's
know.
devoid of plot, is what you're
It
telling
is.
me.
There isn't plot. There is a very funny scene where a woman's chest is removed, and the serial killer, who is a male clown, puts them on, and I that's probably not funny, but it came off as funny.
But like
Um,
even Alien, there's like moments of comic relief.
Also, Alien has a theme to it, which is that women
Yes.
have been perpetually not in charge of their own bodies.
Yeah, good
And
point.
and Terrifier, it's just like, hey, don't talk to scary clowns. But anyways, Tucker, The Apprentice,
Uh,
it's coming out. Paul
I'm
Thomas
I'm
Anderson. Oh, go ahead.
I'm very excited for The Apprentice. I feel like that's gonna be I'm excited for that. I might do that as a double feature and
Yeah.
just go fully back to like the 70s and 80s.
And then go back to when in 2016 for the Christmas episode when Donald Trump hosted SNL, and it was totally great. Real good stuff. Real good television.
I
Uh
forgot that that happened.
it
That
did.
what if can we just do that again?
I'm
I
sure Kamala will be on. Kamala will 100% be on
but I
SNL.
no, I want to see him in his current state on Saturday Night Live. That would be
Dana
incredible.
Carvey has been doing a great Joe Biden, a great current
Yeah.
Joe Biden. That's been
And
some good stuff.
I'm not super wild about SNL these days, but I will say Andy Samberg as
Doug
coming
Emhoff.
back as Doug Emroff is really that's good stuff. That was
I will say the first two episodes of season 50 have both been fantastic. There've been two great episodes in a row, and I'm an SN. I love it, but
you do
even I
well.
know the Elon Musk dark era that was pretty bad. That
Yeah.
was some rough stuff. But Tucker, I know you're excited for The Apprentice. I'm going to give you two options for people who could have directed it, and you tell me who'd excite you more. Paul Thomas Anderson giving you The Apprentice, or formal mayor of Carmel, California, Clint Eastwood, Big Clint, if he
Definitely
was to
Paul.
direct The Apprentice.
Paul, I feel like we'd be getting a very different film from Clint.
Hmm. Yeah.
Um,
How do you think the Clint movie would be, Tucker? No, no,
I
no, no.
think
Just tell me. How do you think Clint Eastwood doesn't have any weird political views? He
I
doesn't
think
talk to chairs or anything.
the Clint movie would be fucking Verdugo. Sorry. Um, just first pitch ground out, of course, with
Hmm.
2 men on. But I think the Clint movie would be more akin to something like Reagan.
Yeah, Reagan was a movie.
And
Richard Jewell also had some weird moments like that.
oh, I loved Richard Jewell.
I know you did, buddy. Hey, Tucker,
Yes.
will you just explain to us the Clint Eastwood chair situation for anyone who doesn't know?
I actually am not familiar with that, but he's let's cut Clint some slack. He gave us so much joy, Gabe.
Okay, well, just so you know, it was Clint talking to a chair, pretending he was talking to Obama, and he ended it by saying, "Go ahead, make my day," from the film Dirty Harry,
That's
implying that he was going to assassinate then President Barack Obama. So,
yeah.
just filling you in on what happened. All right, Tucker, last piece of movie news. And we're focusing on the movie news because so much has happened this week, and we're like literally up to our ears in movie news. Well, this isn't the one, but Tucker, Sydney Sweeney, Amanda Seyfried together in a movie. Just thumbs up, thumbs down. How you feeling about that? Just is this gonna be like a Love Lies Bleeding Detroit type situation?
No, no, not quite. I feel like Amanda Seyfried's I like her as an actress more than like I'm not my mind's not in the gutter here, Gabe.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, Tucker, my
Sydney
mind is
Sweeney in
in the
my
gutter.
mind is Sydney Sweeney in
Yeah, no, we're the same way. My mind is in the gutter for the works of Michael Bay. I've professed my love for the film Ambulance many times.
my
His next movie is called Fast and Loose,
Oh,
starring Will Smith. Tucker, we're so back. This is Cashmere.
not a is this not a Bad Boys like spin-off
No, no,
film?
no, no. So it's the most Michael Bay movie ever. Fast and Loose follows a man who wakes up in Tijuana with no memories. He tries to put the pieces of his past together and quickly learns that he's been living two lives, one as a crime kingpin and the other as an undercover CIA agent.
Sounds incredible.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Bay's cooking. He's back. Tucker, I'm so excited. My hands are
Yeah,
shaking. I'm ready.
I'm glad. I'm glad. Let me there was something I saw that I felt like I needed to share. Oh, the a big movie for Gabe Movie Quest 2025
Mhm.
is starting to it's I believe they're starting production next month.
Okay.
Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Here we go.
Yeah, yeah. Tucker, the thing is, I'm probably going to enjoy Five Nights at Freddy's 2 more because I'll understand it because I'll be able to take my little siblings and they'll go, "So Widowy, what happened is the big suit ate a child, Widowy, and the child was dead, and that's a ghost." Because Tucker, I saw the first one and I was going, "Okay, hold on, who's this?" And then everyone was clapping and cheering, and I finally get how people who don't watch all the Marvel movies feel because a guy came on screen, he was a waiter, and he was like, "And that's just a theory," or whatever. And the entire crowd went insane like it was John Wick Chapter 4. And I was like, what is happening? I felt so lost. So I honestly will probably enjoy the second one more if I have someone who I can go, who's the fox looking thing? I thought that guy was dead. That's Shaggy. I thought Shaggy was dead. Then you go, no, he's a ghost in a suit, you fat moron. And I'm gonna go, oh my god, don't talk to me that way.
Okay,
So FNAF
this
2.
I got another fun one for you.
Okay, okay.
So they're making an A Quiet Place game that
Yes,
comes
yes. I'm
actually
excited for this. I saw this morning.
it's coming out next week actually. And the game will feature an optional microphone feature that will allow the creatures to pick up on any real life noise made by the player. So if you have that PlayStation controller that has the microphone in it
Mm-hmm.
and you are breathing heavily,
Mm-hmm. Which I
I would
do. Let's be
just
real. I'm a little fat boy. I'm not afraid to
or
say it.
that or you suffer from the loud home gaming setup
Mm-hmm. Yep. I have
curse.
9 siblings. Yep.
These are important things for Gabe. and
Mhm.
and I live alone, so I don't run into the same problems.
I'm
But
also awfully
right now
gassy, so
there's a smoke alarm going off that I can hear. So
oh no,
um
you'd be dead.
yeah, yeah, I'd be dead in the game. Um there was one more thing I had for you.
Is it the Alarmo, the
Oh,
Nintendo alarm clock? That's $100.
here we go. Here we go. 2026, Gabe. I'm gonna name some people that are making movies, and I want you to tell me how hyped you are about this.
Okay, okay,
And I'll say the date that the movies are coming out on as well.
sure.
Mike Flanagan,
I
March
love
3rd.
Mike Flanagan. Love Big Mike. He's created some good horror TV. He's got The Life of Chuck coming out. I would say on a scale from 1 to 5, that's a 3.5.
Jordan Peele, October
Love
20.
Jordan Peele, that's a 5. It's always a 5. Every Jordan Peele movie, I'm drastically excited for it.
Steven Spielberg, May
Big
15th.
Big Steve, gonna say a. I'm gonna say a 4, and it's because I know I'm not gonna be disappointed
Okay. Okay.
unless it's a Crystal Skull sitch.
Matt Reeves, October
Matt
2nd.
Reeves, he makes good movies about monkeys and bats. I'm gonna say a 2. No, I'm just kidding. That's gonna be a 5 as well because not only does a new Batman movie mean something else to talk about, it means Tucker's personality is drastically different for about 6 weeks. The 6 weeks after the
We're
Batman show, I'm
gonna
gonna call Tucker. He's gonna
we're gonna
go,
record the pod at like 3 a.m. and it's gonna be me in my car driving
mm-hmm,
around. Not maybe not with my face covered
uh-huh.
by a homemade bat mask.
It depends on where you move to. If you do end up coming to like Milwaukee, for example, you'll be shot in the head. But like in San Francisco, no, they'd be totally cool with it because they're like, you guys
Have
are
you
just out wearing
have you
leather.
ever seen that guy on the internet that like dresses up in it's not a Batman costume, but it's like he has like a homemade, he looks like the Arkham Knight from the video game, and
Hell
he's
yeah,
like
man.
he like goes out and tries to help the police, and he'll like have him film himself walking up to the crime scene, and they're like, please go away. He's
We don't
actually
need you.
he's performed some citizens arrests. He's a
Yeah.
hero
Have you ever
of
performed a
sorts.
citizen's arrest, Tucker?
No, I haven't. Let me two more directors, Gabe.
Okay.
A guy named Denis Villeneuve
Uh, Denis, more like I need to see that movie. 5 out of 5.
and Chris Nolan.
17 out of 5. Chris Nolan is the best director, best director consistently making movies.
Do we
Like, do
do
I?
we do we think that you and I will get through a year of let's assume for whatever reason somehow we luck out and all these movies come out on time.
Mm-hmm.
That could be like that could be a banner year for the
That could
pod.
be, and that's also a possible Tarantino. Because remember,
Yes.
25 was
That's
going to
right.
be movie critic. So
Yes.
now if it gets pushed back, Tucker, if there's Tarantino, Nolan, Peele, Spielberg, like we're gonna go insane, and also you're gonna be like, "Oh, the Denis movie is the best movie of the year," and I'm gonna be like, "Shut up! Stick your hand in a blender. You're
Well,
wrong."
It's Dune Messiah. So
That's the thing. That's the one I'm not confident in.
yeah, yeah. I would say I'm definitely more confident in Spielberg's UFO movie being like perfectly adequate
Oh yeah,
and the Batman 2 being a very fun film
I think it
than
will
I
be,
am
and I think you're
because
gonna go crazy.
yes, because Messiah is tricky because it's like yes, the first two movies are absolutely incredible, not even scratching the surface of the weirdness that we're gonna get in Messiah. So it's either
No,
gonna have
definitely not.
really toned down somehow, which I don't really know how you can do the story justice if it's toned down, or we're gonna get it's not it simply cannot be the same reaction that the Joker 2 is getting. But
My only question is Tucker. I don't know if you saw it. Warner Brothers Discovery released 2 days ago. They are $40 billion in debt.
yeah, no, that's not great.
There's a chance Dune Messiah doesn't happen.
Yeah,
They might not take that risk, as unfortunate as that would be.
I think, it would be like making Uh, no, that's not a good comparison. I was gonna say it would be like making Fellowship and Two Towers and then not making Return of the King, but
It
it's
it would no I know it's not I agree like in the sense of not completing the narrative. What I mean is more like they might decide, well, screw it, we don't want to take a big risk on anything. They
yeah,
might do, hey, Nicolas Cage, come play Superman. We want to make a Nicolas Cage Superman movie because people will go see it, you know? I had this
yeah,
discussion with my little brother where he was like, last night, he said, hey, why haven't we gotten Shang-Chi 2 yet? And I said, because Disney lost a bunch of movie money and now they're in money generating mode. You know, that's why you're getting a new Captain America. You're getting Deadpool and Wolverine.
yeah,
They will eventually go back to doing, you know, a Shang-Chi 2
yeah.
or you know Thunderbolts is already kind of a risk. Now that movie looks awesome, and it does have people that they know, i.e., the Winter Soldier,
Yeah,
Yelena, etc.
you
But
can sell Florence Pugh starring in a in an action movie.
exactly, but you
It
know,
was it was difficult to sell a very risky you don't know any of these characters Marvel movie starring some kind of old that used to be famous actresses, directed by somebody who won an Oscar in the
mhm,
worst year of Oscars ever,
exactly.
and that would be the Eternals.
Yeah, that movie wasn't great, but you know what is
No.
always great, Tucker? Baseball.
Yeah,
Baseball is always great,
good
and
segue.
thank you. And
I'm
what
not
I
gonna
think,
think baseball is that great until it's until there's a third out in this inning, and then I'll think
okay,
baseball's great
okay,
for like 10 minutes, and then we'll go
sure.
back to thinking baseball's not great. But take us away here, Gabe.
So here's why I think baseball is great. Baseball is a sport where 80% of the time, unless it's playoff baseball, regular season baseball, you don't have to be looking at the screen, right? You're watching an NHL game, an NBA game, an NFL game. You are looking at the screen every second. Baseball, the big moments are so big. You know, when someone comes up clutch in the bottom of the ninth and their team is down by a run and they power it through for a 2-run homer, and you're just like, Jackson Chorio. He's God. He is God, and we signed him for 7 years. Thank you. Thank you for the world that we live in, you know? Um, Freddie Peralta, what a great pitcher. Devin Williams, you broke my heart. So baseball creates those big moments. Baseball also creates the big losses. And I will tell you, Tucker, when the Milwaukee Brewers lost in a playoff baseball game to the Mets and we were eliminated, my mood was permanently ruined for the rest of the night. You texted me and you were like, "You good, man?" And I was like, "Buddy, I'm killing myself." It's nice. It's been nice knowing you. I'm sure Tim or Will, both friends of the show, would love to take over my co-hosting duties, but you know, I'm off the surf. And I think the other part of baseball is no longer America's sport. It just isn't, right? The NFL rules sport, and then the NBA, then it's probably the MLB. But now I'd hear an argument that the NHL is getting more popular. Baseball just isn't America's sport. But the atmosphere at a baseball game is community. It cannot be beat. Unless Jurickson Profar goes, "Oh, you guys got a homer off me," then lifts his glove like the devil and realize he caught it. But like it's just, you know, you're getting $2 beers at Miller Park and a brat, and you're arguing at the Cubs fan 2 seats, but like 2 seats next to you, going, "You're a horrible person, and I hope your mother dies." You know, not things I've actually said to Cubs fans, but I might be paraphrasing there. And so it's something that can't be beat, and because of that, baseball has really seeped into movies. And there's not many football movies, and there's more basketball movies than football movies. But the two sports that have the most movies are baseball and boxing, and I think it's because those big baseball moments create good movie moments. Those good boxing moments when they get up off the canvas create good movie moments. So Tucker and I each have three baseball movies that we love. We chose three because otherwise we'd get into the like. I don't have many new great things to say about The Rookie with Dennis Quaid.
Yeah,
My mom has interviewed the guy it's based on. He seems like a totally nice, sweet guy, and that movie is like completely fine, but it's just a completely fine movie. But the six we have, I think, are stellar examples of why baseball is just a great sport. Tucker, do you want to go first, or would you like to wait until there's another out in this inning?
Why don't you go first, Gabe?
Okay, well, I will go first with a movie that has some great representation in a great cast. It's A League of Their Own. A League of Their Own from 1992, starring Tom Hanks, Gina Davis, Lori Petty, Rosie O'Donnell, Madonna. It's about a woman's baseball team, and their story of trying to get success. And so, it's during World War II, and they're deciding, hey, we don't have men to fight or men to play because they're in the war. So they're like, hey, we're gonna start a women's baseball league, and people are betting against it, and then all of a sudden it turns out to be awesome. One thing I love about A League of Their Own is just the camaraderie and the energy between the players. I think it's awesome. I think. Oh, hold on. Tucker is celebrating for dear life. Yes, Tucker.
Got out of the
You
game.
okay?
Got out of
Okay.
the game.
Well, you've got your team of the Rockford Peaches, Rockford, Illinois, a place that I went and played a few football games in high school. So that's Tom Hanks, that's Gina Davis, that's Madonna, Lori Petty, Rosie O'Donnell, who plays third base, and the Milwaukee Brewers could use her skills at third base now. I'm not gonna lie. But then you've got people like John Lovitz, David Strathern. It's just a great cast, and the funny thing about A League of Their Own is that the quote that everyone the whole oh there are you crying, there's no crying in baseball. That's like a part of the movie that you're not supposed to agree with, so I do think it's really funny that that quote has stuck around. I love the Rockford Peaches, but I will always be cheering for the Kenosha Comets. So A League of Their Own, I think it's fantastic. It's not my favorite movie from 92. 92, great year for movies, obviously, with Reservoir Dogs and Aladdin and a Few Good Men, which we both love. It's good. And also Tucker loves Glengarry Glen Ross. That's the biopic for Tucker. But I really do love A League of Their Own. And it had that an adaptation on Apple TV Plus that I kind of wish would have kept going because I thought it was pretty good. It wasn't like incredible, but I thought it was pretty good, and A League of Their Own is just a fantastic movie.
I
I
I
rest
I
my
agree,
case.
I agree with everything you said. It's a classic. And at the end of the day, there's no crying in baseball, Gabe. There's no crying in podcasting.
There is going to be crying in podcasting if the Yankees don't win that game, Tucker.
That's
You're
true.
gonna or during the Passion of the Christ 2 episode. I'm gonna be
Yes.
working through some stuff. There's going to be crying. I'm letting you know right now, and that's okay.
Ooh, sorry. My computer decided to make noises.
Nope,
For
didn't
my
hear you.
first
You're
pick,
okay.
for my first pick, we're gonna go with it's this is a it could be an episode by itself. Sports comedies. To me, I'm not sure there's anything better than this movie in that category because it's just like it's one of those movies that's it came out in a time where you'd be like, huh, this definitely has not aged very well. And somehow I mean, yes, there's some humor that would not fly today, but overall, still just an incredible comedy. And the film I'm talking about is Major League. I- it's just like, it's so good. It's so good. There's only so many things I can say about it, but the music, the the opening montage where it's like Cleveland. Oh, you almost want to hear that SpongeBob sound where it's like wah, wah. That's the only thing missing from the montage because it's like, all right, blue collar town, Cleveland, underdog baseball story. And then we meet our underdogs, and my God, is this just an incredible group of people. You got Tom Berenger as Jake Taylor, the veteran catcher with a bum knee. Actually, I think both his knees are shredded, and he's drunk in the Mexican leagues, just maybe a year off of making Platoon. I think my Letterboxd review is it's nice to see Sergeant Barnes and I forget what Charlie Sheen's character in Platoon's name is, but it's nice to see the two of them, working through some things in this film. But Charlie Sheen obviously is kind of the icon of this movie. The Wild Thing, Rick Vaughn, the glasses, the haircut, the California Penal League. It's just an incredible
The
character.
California what league?
Good
You
one.
said
Good one.
penal.
Good one. Then you got Corbin Burnson, Roger Dorn, incredible character. Kind of the embodiment of the modern NFL wide receiver if we were a third baseman in the 80s. He
Corbin
doesn't want to
Burnson,
do anything.
Roger Dorn is Adam Thielen. That they're the same character.
No, I feel like Adam Thielen lays his body on the line. Oh, say
Mm,
he does.
he does.
You just hate the Vikings.
Oh, he doesn't play for the Vikings. He plays for the
I
Carolina
know,
Panthers. And
but
I
you
have
hate
no issue with the Panthers. Except for that time they beat us last year. That was bad. That was in the dark ages.
Yep. Yep.
Mm.
Um, James
You got
Gammon plays
yeah.
Lou Brown, and by God, is that not the best mustache in film history? Can you do Lou Brown voice?
I
Well,
can't I
I
can do
don't
the
know.
I coach the Toledo Mudhens.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know about this kid. It's so deep that I don't think I can do it. Um, Dennis Haysbert as Pedro Serrano.
And
Nobody steals Joe Serrano.
Tucker, you know the Joe Boo story, right?
No.
There's a little I have a little spirit in my stomach. His name is Joe Boo. And when he gets
Oh,
hungry, he starts pounding on the inside of my stomach. And that means it's time to feed Joe Boo. So
okay.
I actually don't get hungry. That's Joe Boo.
Getting
Feed me,
hungry.
feed me, feed. And
Yes.
he's like punching me. He's like playing the xylophone on my ribs. That's what it is. Trust me. I know science, okay? I am one of the leading scientific minds of the modern age. Uh,
Okay.
Tucker, you have skipped over someone very important.
Bob Uecker.
Yeah, Bob Euchre, Harry
Yeah,
Doyle,
I was
the
getting there.
Euchster.
Don't
Okay,
worry.
okay, good, good,
Don't
good. I just
worry.
want to make sure I don't want to punch you in the throat, but I
Bob
will.
Uecker is a goddamn national treasure, and he is incredible in this movie. Just like the fact that they got a real broadcaster elevates the structure of the movie so well because there's a lot of like baseball montages, and they're all narrated by one of the great announcers of all time. And it's such a perfect addition to an already really funny movie when you get a guy who has tremendous timing from his announcing skills to do, you know, comedic announcing basically.
Hmm.
It's just so much fun. And then
Yeah,
finally Wesley Snipes is Willie Mays Hayes, and
yes,
that man has got wheels.
he does. He's got wheels. For anyone who doesn't know, Bob Euchre was the commentator for my Milwaukee Brewers since
Did
1971. So he
did he
is
retire, or is he
no,
coming?
he is part-time, and I'm going to talk about
No, I
because
knew he was still there, but he's gonna do another year.
he's like doing like 8 or 10 games a year, and
Okay.
one of the games he did this year, professional rapper Snoop Dogg threw out the first pitch,
Hmm.
and they were like, "Let's get Snoop in the booth." So I'm watching the Brewers game turn. I usually don't watch baseball with volume because I'm a weirdo. I
Okay.
will actually put the TV on and then put the game on the radio. Don't judge me. I'm a freak. But anyways, watching the game, and Snoop Dogg's in the booth, and he's like, "Hey, what it do, cuz? It's Snoop D-O double G, commentating for the MLB. Willie Adames is up on plate. Let's see what's gonna happen, you know?" And it's Snoop Dogg, and then Bob Uecker goes, "I have no clue what you just said." And I was like, baseball. That's baseball. That is America, the melting pot. So that is like a career moment for a man who's had career moments. And he's so good in Major League. And Major League is just a fantastic comedy. The villain of the movie, the what is her name? Hold on. Margaret Whitten plays the
Rachel
lady who's
Phelps.
she's so hateable. You spend the
She's
entire movie and you're like,
great
I hope
hateable
you get thrown
character.
into a volcano. And she looks hateable, like she has a punchable face.
Yep.
She should get taken down. Major League Tucker, I think that was a great pick. Major League 2, it's not as bad as everyone says, but it is certainly not a good movie. Uh, but they try. They try really hard. and that's what matters. Okay, Tucker. I've got a good one coming up next. It's Bull Durham, and it's one of the like it's a sexy baseball movie because it is more of a romance. It's not even a rom-com, it's more of a romantic drama than a baseball movie, but it's got some good baseball moments. Kevin Costner knows his way around a baseball movie. He did Bull Durham, he did For Love of the Game. Did he do another one, Tucker? Did I forget?
The whole one where he builds the baseball field and the
Oh,
whole
Field of Dreams. Wait, Tucker, do I neither of us have Field of Dreams? Hmm.
I just kind of assumed that was your secret one that you were
No,
saving.
I have a special secret one.
Okay, so the honorable mention Field of Dreams.
I'll do Field of Dreams and Bull Durham because they're
Okay.
so Bull Durham, you've got the Durham Bulls. They're a single A minor league team, and you've got Kelvin LaLoosh, Nuke LaLoosh, played by Tim Robbins. And this is where Tim Robbins ends up meeting Susan Sarandon, and they fall in love. They get married. They have kids. And he is a really stupid kid, but he's a fantastic pitcher. Then you've got Crash Davis. Right, that's played by Kevin Costner. Crash Davis is maybe the coolest name for a baseball player ever that you could possibly get. That's great. And he's the catcher, and they're working together. But in the middle, there's Annie, and she is, to say this politely, a baseball groupie, and that is what I will say. She has her way with both of these men, and kind of ruins their lives, but also makes them fall in love with her. And there are some graphic moments in this movie, and I was like, oh, so you can do that with a baseball glove. How interesting. So you live and you learn. But it's a really sweet movie, and at the end you get, people falling in love, and that's really sweet. And then Field of Dreams, I cannot explain the plot of Field of Dreams to you because it does not make any sense. Like, we just need to acknowledge Field of Dreams makes no damn sense. There's a guy named Ray, he lives in Iowa, and hears voices. And they're saying if you build it, he will come. So then Ray Liotta is in the corn. He's like, hey, it's me, Ray Liotta from the film Goodfellas. And they're like, huh? And then you find out about the Black Sox scandal, and James Earl Jones is there, and he's cutting down the corn, and there's ghosts, and the movie makes no sense, but it's whatever, because Ray Liotta is Shoeless Joe, Kevin Costner, Amy Madigan, and then my guy Timothy Busfeld. Everyone's in this movie. They're all having a great time. It's a good movie. Field of Dreams. And the Field of Dream game is one of the most fun games in baseball. Like the especially the first Field of Dreams game, Tucker. I don't know if you remember that. That was awesome. And Tucker, here's one final question for you. What two actors cameo in well, there's two things. First, Tucker, who is the voice? Who voices um the voice? He's a star.
Hmm.
It's never been publicly confirmed, but the book's author was told it was somebody.
I don't know.
Ed Harris, Big Ed.
Oh,
And
that's
then two actors, Tucker, are extras in this movie. And it was like their very first foray into Hollywood. Do you know who it
okay.
is?
No, I don't.
Matt Damon and Ben Affleck play
Oh,
extras in the
that's
in
are
that
they
movie in the Fenway
in
scene.
Fenway? Yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
That's cool. That's cool. I didn't know
Field of
that.
Dreams built started the acting dreams for Matt and Ben, whom we love. Tucker, give us your next one, then on with my secret special one.
I'm gonna go with uh The Natural, which
This is a
stars
good one.
Robert Redford, based off a book. Just a kind of a timeless classic. Um, the book is very famous and one of those ones that like probably if you ask your dad, he read when he was little. It's just like one of those good movies. Randy Newman does the music, so you just know that's gonna be fantastic. Stars Robert Redford. Robert Redford is he he he's a perfect baseball guy, and he's a little older in this, and that's part of the story, but basically he's an old guy who finally gets his shot after he's when he's young, he's a really good pitcher, and then he gets poisoned by this or no, he gets shot. That's right. He gets shot by this Black Widow woman, who's like there's a lot of weird stuff that goes on in this movie that's like probably some sort of religious undertone that Gabe could dig into, I'm sure, but that I'm not as equipped to handle respectfully. But Roy Hobbs gets shot. He can't pitch anymore. All his career's over. 16 years later, he's signed as an old man rookie to the last place New York Knights, and he he has a magic baseball bat that he made himself that was struck by the wood was struck by lightning in his backyard, and
Day
it's
his
got
dad died.
the day his dad died, and it's got a little lightning bolt, and all of a sudden, all the guy can do is hit home runs. It's incredible, and it turns into this whole underdog story where Roy Hobbs has to save the Knights from being sold by the judge, who's this bad owner played by somebody famous. I can't remember who plays the judge. Oh, I guess not.
That's no, it is. It's Robert Prosky.
Oh, that's right. He's the bad guy and thief, right?
Yes, he is
Yeah.
trying to
Um,
stop Big Jim from living his life.
right.
We're not taking that.
Right. Okay, we got two outs in the bottom of the ninth, Gabe. One more. Um, Kim Basinger and Glenn Close are the female leads. Glenn Close is awesome in this movie. You could tell she was going to be a movie star. And then of course, it wouldn't be a classic 80s movie without Robert Duvall, who plays he's a journalist who films
And his
Hobbs.
name is Max Mercy. The
Yeah,
names in this movie are incredible. Tucker, can I
they're
read one
incredible.
more name?
You can.
Richard Farnsworth plays Red Blow, who's
Yes.
one of the coaches of the team. That's incredible. We don't know we didn't know how good we had it in '84.
The Whammer is also just classic. Even like the normal names are great.
Yeah,
Bobby Savoy.
Michael Madsen as Bartholomew Bump Bailey. This is up there
Yes.
with any given Sunday where it's like Monty Montezuma, and you're
Yes.
like, yeah, come on, that's incredible.
Yeah, I think, this is a baseball movie that had people get nominated for Academy Awards. Like that doesn't really happen
Yeah,
with one notable exception, which shockingly is on this list, and I'm saving it for last. But
yeah. This movie it just makes you feel things. There's a scene where I don't want to spoil it, but a final hit and the image it creates is first off been copied over and over, and then you go, oh, so that's what originated it. And the emotion, it's so swelling. The Yankees have secured the baseball game. Tucker has become violent. To anyone watching
stop
that on
talking
YouTube,
about Gabe.
I apologize for the epilepsy that Tucker just caused you. Um, Tucker, congratulations on your win. Take a deep breath, maybe drink some alcohol, let your nerves settle. But baseball,
The Yankees win.
I
Sorry,
love
I
you so much,
had to do
buddy.
my John Sterling.
Dude, as long as you're not doing your John Shashamsky and you're calling in, hey JJ, I'm driving on the bridge, man. I can't take it, man. The Phillies. So as long as you're not doing that, it's all good. Um, my only issue, there's only one issue with The Natural, and it tells the entire story of the life of Roy Hobbs. And at one point, they cut to him being 19 years old, and
And
it
it
is
is
played
Robert
by
Redford.
Robert Redford. And
Yeah.
Robert Redford in 1984 would have been, let's see, born in 36. That he would have been 52 years old. So you know, maybe no, 48 years old, pardon me. He doesn't quite look the age they want him to be, but that's okay because we love Robert Redford. We especially love him in Jeremiah Johnson. That movie freaking rocks. All right, Tucker, you ready for my super secret special one?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Baseball is about family, Tucker. It is about community, and it is about overcoming the odds. And no movie had a family go up against the odds for baseball quite like 2024's Night Swim, where Wyatt Russell has to battle demonic possession so that he can keep playing baseball for the Milwaukee Brewers. Night Swim is a true tale of the sacrifice. People like to villainize the demon possessing people. And I think that no, it's totally fine. The demon had to do what the demon had to do. The demon was obviously a Brewers fan saying we need some power at the third base. We need our Machado. Yes, Tucker.
So, Gabe, your Milwaukee Brewers have been featured in more than one
Hmm.
timeless baseball classic.
Yes, this is
And
correct.
obviously Night Swim is, very important film to you, but I think you're
Yes.
overlooking the real Milwaukee Brewers
If you
classic.
say Mr. 3000, you're sticking a hand in a blender right now, and I'm
Mr.
going to record it.
3000 with
Mr.
burning.
3000 Mr. 3000 is a horrible movie. Night Swim is a triumph of filmmaking, okay? I think everyone watched Night Swim wrong. I watched Night Swim as a horror movie and then I
But
realized no, it
Gabe,
isn't.
but Gabe,
It's a triumphant sports biopic, Tucker.
he sacrifices his 3000th hit for the team, Gabe.
Great. I would sacrifice him to the devil so we can get another Brewers demon that's going to make Wyatt Russell play for the Milwaukee Brewers. Okay? Everyone was watching Night Swim. They're like, this is a bad horror movie. Because the only people it should be horrifying it for are fans of the NL Central. If you're a Cubs, Pirates, Cardinals, or Reds fan, it should be horrifying to you. Because Wyatt Russell's coming to the team and he's adding some pop at third, okay? And he's going to get us where we need to go. He's not afraid to field the ball. Um, Night Swim, it rocks. It rocks incredibly hard. I almost put Signs here because at the end you have the Joaquin Phoenix where he's like one hit and then he knocks the alien's head off with a baseball bat for the same reason I could have put the Untouchables in the whole, Italian dinner scene, but I decided no. Night Swim because it's about the Brewers, so it meant something to me. And Wyatt Russell Tucker,
Wait, Gabe, what
you
happens in the Untouchables Italian dinner scene?
well, okay, so they're all eating pasta, right? And they're like, good pasta, Capone. And then he's doing a monologue and he's holding a bat as he's doing it. And
Gabe, watch out. Robert De Niro's right behind you with a big smile on his face and a baseball bat.
I'm dead. I'm dying. And so no, like he's doing a literal monologue where he's holding a baseball bat and he's going, I want him dead. I want him dead. I want his house burned to the ground. I want his family dead. And so it's like, oh, does this guy seem like he's in the mood to maybe kill a couple people? And then he beats the guy's brains out. But no, in Night Swim, Carrie Condon, who like probably should have won an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress for her work in Banshees of Inisherin. Let's be real here. She was just like, you need to get out of the pool. It's obviously messing with your brain, even if it's giving you your legs back. And Wyatt Russell stands up and he's like gonna beat the crap out of his wife, which is not okay. I'm not justifying that. He's like, the Brewers need a third baseman. And everyone there was like, oh, this is like The Shining. And I stood up in that theater and went, yeah, because he did what he had to do. Okay, I'm a man who supports other men. That's all I'm gonna say. Night Swim, masterpiece, and Tucker, you need to watch it through the right lens. Now you got to watch it as a sports movie.
Okay.
Then they beat the crap out of a demon with a baseball bat. It's pretty sick.
Okay.
I made a
Okay.
joke to my friend saying, I wonder if they're gonna stick the baseball bat up the demon's butt, and they didn't do that. I will be saving that for my film, Mr. 3001, about an android who watches the film Mr. 3000 and goes homicidal.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Tucker, what's your last pick? Probably won't be as good as Night Swim, but you can try.
Probably not. Gabe, I'm gonna ask you a question before I say my first film.
Hit me
What
with it.
if you were gonna guess or just try to list the movies that you think I know, probably word for word? Give me the top three.
Um, because of how much I've done it, probably Ambulance or Crimson Tide.
No,
One of
no,
those.
no, no. Try
Okay,
again.
no. So
Start over.
serious answers, you can probably do all of The Godfather
Nah,
or a good chunk of it.
that's not one of the ones I was thinking of, but yes, that's a good point.
I know you know a lot of Skyfall.
No.
Oh, geez. Okay, so the Batman.
Yeah, probably that one.
I would say. What else? What else do you know?
You're
Inglorious
you're missing
Bastards.
one that what?
Inglorious Bastards.
No, you're missing one that's a comedy, and then you're missing my pick
Well,
for the
you
third.
and I both know every word to the other guys,
Correct.
and then oh, Tucker, what could be the baseball one? I do not know. Will you
In
tell me, please? Humor me, oh baseball king.
the 2011 classic, That is,
Pacific Rim.
yes. No. Moneyball.
Moneyball.
What a what I mean, this is a kind of now is kind of a hard movie for me to talk about because, you know, yes, I'm a Yankees fan, but I grew up in the Bay Area. I'm from the Bay Area. The A's were kind of my Bay Area team, and they're gone, reduced
Damn
to
right.
atoms. And this movie is like
Wait,
a
who's
love.
Adam?
Nice.
But sorry, couldn't help it.
This movie is kind of a love letter to what the A's did, which is kind of recreate the way that baseball is played. And it's just so good. It's just so good. Brad Pitt is incredible. His screenplay, written by Steven Zalian, or is that how you say his
Mhm.
name? And Aaron Sorkin is one of my favorites ever. I mean, it's just like for a movie that's about sabermetrics in baseball,
Stats. Love
stat.
stats.
First of all, it made $110 million, and
And
it's a
it's a movie about
movie about
stats.
baseball statistics, and you're never bored. I mean, like, yeah, if you're not a sports fan, you might get a little bored of this movie. But for my sports fans out there, even if you don't like baseball, it's just an incredible story. And even for my non-sports fans, if you like Brad Pitt, it's it's in his top three, I would say.
It's one of Jonah Hill's best. He's very
Oh,
funny.
I think it absolutely is Jonah Hill's best, in my opinion, besides
Yeah.
Superbad.
Well, I would maybe say 21 Jump Street.
I think he's way better in Superbad than 21 Jump Street, personally.
I mean, that's completely fair. Um,
Superbad is just it's timeless. I will when my kid is a freshman in high school, I will show him Superbad.
is it
Superbad will be to our Superbad and The Hangover will be like our parents showing us like Police Academy and Stripes.
or Killer Clowns from Outer Space in my case?
Okay, that works too. Or
That's a
Spaceballs.
Oh, hey, that's a good one.
Yes.
Or Passion of the Christ.
Yeah.
Tucker, I've got two questions for you. First,
Yes.
I think you would agree it's the second best Sorkin screenplay. Maybe third. I don't know how much you love Social Network, but obviously, A Few Good Men is number one. It just
Yeah.
has to be. It's number one.
I to me, Social Network is the best. And then I would
Okay. So,
and then I would go Moneyball, and then I would go A Few Good Men, honestly.
whoa. Now
Yeah.
that is a crazy take. I'm sorry.
I'm
That
sorry.
is
I'm sorry.
insane.
I
What
I
were
just
you smoking? How nervous did you get during the Yankees game? You lit a bowl, and now you've got the effects right here. Okay, this is madness, sir. You're a goofy guy. You're a goofy guy with goofy takes, and that is.
silly goofy guy. Check out
All
my
right,
article.
Tucker. Who so California question for you. The A's are moving to Sacramento for 3 years with maybe a fourth. They're 100. They're not moving to Vegas. That stadium's not getting built.
It's not gonna
They're
happen.
staying in Sacramento.
They did blow up the hotel last night, though.
Cool.
It's a
But Tucker, there.
cool video. They did like a drone show.
Oh, hey, so why you even
So-
sent it to me? You know I love explosions.
sorry. I didn't see it until today.
Okay.
No, but for whatever reason, the hotel that is now out of business and was minutes away from being blown up decided to celebrate their hotel being blown up by doing a drone show on the roof of the hotel that was being blown up.
Okay, that doesn't make much sense, but it's
No,
whatever.
no.
Tucker, first off, how far is Sacramento from Oakland?
Sacramento from Oakland is about, I would say 3 hours.
Okay. So the A's are
Maybe
now
a
playing
little
us.
less, maybe a little less, but it would be like, it's not like the Yankees picking up shop and moving to Buffalo.
No, it isn't. I mean, that would still be people would kill somebody.
Yeah,
But
no. But I mean, distance wise, I think that would be a little more.
yeah,
So
that's about
it would
four
be
hours.
actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, that's a pretty fair comp.
It would be yeah, or the Yankees moving to Syracuse.
Yes.
That's like
Yeah, that's
the
like 2 or 3
Albany
hours.
Yankees.
That would be really wild.
And
Um,
they'd
yeah,
get mad if they moved to Jersey. But Tucker, here's my question for you. They're moving to Sutter Health Field. in Sacramento, California.
Yeah.
The Tampa Bay Rays have the smallest stadium in Major League Baseball with a seating capacity of 25,000. That's every game. So, right, they have more than 25,000 seats, but it's got a weird upper level because there's a catwalk. So, most of the seats, that roof is usually closed, and it's 25,000. How many seats are in that Sacramento stadium if 25,000 is the smallest in the majors?
Um, well, no, I know they're doing some renovations,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm pretty sure um I'm pretty sure they're adding probably like 4 or 5 thousand seats. So I think I read that it's like 15K, something like that.
It is 10,000 before
Okay.
those renovations you talked about.
Okay.
So it might get up to 15,000.
Okay.
But they're going to be losing 10,000 seats. My question for you is this: will they sell half of those seats for an average game?
So this is an interesting thing, um, because the River Cats, who are the Giants, for those who don't know, the River Cats are one of the Giants' minor league teams, I believe, AAA, and they they kind of have a pretty cult following in Sacramento. I had a family member, an aunt who lived in Sacramento for a long time, and the River Cats had like a pretty good. They do well attendance wise for minor league baseball. And I honest the fact it's a combination of things why I think this is going to be a disaster, just the Sacramento part, not even just the leaving part. I don't think you're going to convince a bunch of people who are basically Giants fans because they're watching Giants system players that they
Yeah.
then root for when they get to the majors. They're not going to be like, "Oh, we got a major league team here now. Sick." Unless, and the chances of this happening are just very, very slim. But maybe, I mean, the A's have some talent. Unless the A's go up there and are like, holy shit, the A's are doing something magical in this 10,000 seat ballpark and just winning games. Like, and I don't see that happening, but if it did happen, then I could see Sacramento kind of rallying around them. But Sacramento, for years, until the last 3 or 4 years, it was touch and go on whether they could keep the Kings. And believe me,
Yeah.
I know Kings fans. They're very passionate people, but they for many, many years just were not going to pay the prices of an NBA game to go watch the shit product that they were being fed over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
And Sacramento is a very different financial landscape than the Bay Area. The Bay Area
Because that's
is
NorCal, right? Or am I wrong?
it's north. It's like literally the middle of the state,
Okay.
and then you go up a little bit.
Okay.
Is how I would describe it because it is kind of it's right in between. Like, all right, if you go southwest, you're onto the Bay Area. If you go northeast, you're in the Sierra foothills.
Okay.
So and then about another hour and a half, you're in Lake Tahoe.
Okay. Hey, beautiful
So
area. And the
yes.
thing with Sacramento is they were like constantly edged by the NHL going, no, 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 we're gonna give you a hockey team.
See
No,
that
no,
I
no,
think
you're getting the Coyotes.
hockey makes sense in Sacramento because San Jose is not they're not very good right now. But like when the Sharks are bumping, the Sharks are very popular in the South Bay. And it's like it's fun when they're bumping because it's a group of fans that kind of are hyper local in that
Hmm.
area. So I don't know. It's just it's all very an interesting topic and it's shitty for sure. And I hope it ends horribly for John Fisher because he's an asshole.
And yes, he deserves it to go horribly for him.
You
Absolutely.
know when like there's not a single person in media that's actively defending your actions or
Yes.
media or just like another owner coming out being like, "Look, guys, he's doing the right thing." Or
It's
the
been
mayor
Tepper
of
for
y-
yeah.
y- yeah, Tepper at least I think gets a little backing from the NFL other owners because they're at the end there's no revenue sharing in the NFL.
Hmm.
That's the thing. We're getting into nitty gritty stuff right now, but like Tepper can't. Tepper only really ruins his own value
True.
of his own franchise. Fisher not only essentially is stealing from the other owners, but
Yes, yes, he is.
he's like putting a stain on the league by doing that. And setting a bad example for small market teams, a la your Seattle Mariners
The,
and
the Milwaukee
your
Brewers. So that's a small
more.
market,
Yeah,
man.
the Brewers are a little different because the Brewers will go out and buy a piece at the trade deadline
That's true.
and like have a organizational philosophy of like we're gonna time when we let guys go when we think somebody's ready to take over.
hmm
But
And
like,
Milwaukee is a sports city.
yes,
It's
yes.
we've got a good culture here.
But like
But
the teams that are struggling with the regional sports networks, it's not a coincidence that they're also not spending a lot in free agency.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Tucker, you and I love talking sports, and we'll do it after this episode. I'm happy your Yankees won. I'm happy that we went through our list of baseball movies. Moneyball is fantastic. Tucker, end me with a streaming recommendation. What do I need to watch? What should I be watching? Do you want me to go first?
No, I think I can go.
Okay.
I just finished season 4 of Slow Horses on Apple TV, and I immediately texted Gabe. I forget what I said, but something along the lines of this is just incredible television. And the only bad thing about it, honestly, is that the seasons are only 6 episodes.
Yeah, that is the biggest issue.
But
That
I think if I were just starting it, like if I needed something to watch to binge, I think I could watch 2 seasons of that show in like a day.
that's true. I'm
Because
down with that.
it's just like it's like a it's like a small portion at a 5-star restaurant. Not that
That's
I
true.
eat at a lot of 5-star restaurants, but like you're just blasted with so much flavor and excitement and just like fantastic performances. And it's also they're like some characters die throughout the show,
hmm
but they replace them so well and they give people like a season to kind of integrate, and then the next season they're a focal point, which I think is really cool. Honestly, this season Geo kind of took a back seat and
He
for a
did,
lot of
and and
I was fine with it because Jack Lowden was fantastic and Hugo Weaving is just he's just so good. So good. But yeah, I definitely I would say the he's definitely more prominent in the first half of the season, where in the first 3 seasons of the show, he's
it's the
become
Geo show.
it's the well, not even that. He just like he's on his ass for like the first 2 episodes, and then either somebody dies or he's under attack and he's like, oh fuck, I gotta actually do something now.
I gotta go be a spy.
Yes, and then he's like the best spy of all time, and he's this fat, gross old guy. And
Hey,
it's just
that's my kind of people. Come on
it's
now.
it's incredible. It's
Yes.
incredible. He's
Well, for
he's
me,
incredible.
I've got a completely different kind of spy. In celebration of it being renewed for a fourth season, with season three coming out in 2025, you must go watch season one and two of Reacher. Reacher is the greatest television programming since The Punisher. It
They
is just
did
just incredible stuff.
did you see that they renewed? Is that what
I
you just
did.
said?
That is what I just said.
Okay, okay. I was like,
You once
my
Tucker
bad.
hears Reacher, he gets blinded, and
Yes.
he's just thinking about Reacher. He
Of
loves him
of
some Reacher too.
basically Reacher and Slow Horses are in essence kind of the same thing in that they come around once a year, they captivate the hell out of Gabe and I for like 8 weeks for Reacher and 6 weeks for Slow Horses, where Gabe and I just know we can tune in and be like, okay, this is damn good. It's damn
hmm
good. It's
And
it's not it's not like it's not like knocking my socks off HBO like spectacle good,
no, oh,
but
Reacher
it's
is. Let's hold on. Let's not punish that show.
okay, maybe they are, honestly. We might
Reacher is really damn good
it's
TV.
oh God. It's
And Reacher
you know
has
what
like a
they are?
three generation reach.
Yes, that and they're almost like an homage to how TV used to be, where
Reacher is 100% the man from Uncle in the 70s, or the
yes,
$1 million man, or it is one man comes into a town and he is hyper competent and will beat everyone in a fight. And
Reacher and Slow Horses are similar in the fact that like I think you could watch season two of both shows and not like you don't need to see season one, you
yeah,
know?
no, Reacher is Bonanza or Gunsmoke. Slow Horses is All the President's Men.
Yeah.
And I'm locked in every second. I'm on
How
BTV.
would you feel about Aaron Pierre on Reacher?
don't,
Because
don't threaten me with a good time, buddy.
Rebel Ridge, let's be real, is just
Rebel Ridge is Reacher. It should be talking. There's a reason it's my sixth favorite movie of the year. It should be
yes,
called Rebel Reacher.
yes.
Honestly, Reacher it could end with a TV movie. We need to bring those back.
Yeah,
TV movies
yeah.
for the stuff.
What was the last good one of those?
There was that Burn Notice TV movie where it's just like, here's Bruce Campbell living life.
I kind of wish Justified would do one of those for to wrap up how Primeval ended with
Oh
Boyd
man,
getting out.
Justified is just Bonanza. It's just
Yes.
Bonanza, and I get down with it every time. But
Like
anyways,
what if Justified we got a 90-minute movie where it's just Raylan chasing
oh,
down.
actually no, Tucker. The last good TV movie was the Deadwood movie.
Oh, that's a good
Yeah,
one.
and
I'm
and
gonna
that,
go
that
back
really
and watch Deadwood.
you
Deadwood can
should go
also
back
be
and watch Deadwood. You should also go
Deadwood
back and
can
watch
be
Oz.
yes, yes. Oz kind of makes me uncomfortable.
And that's the point. J.K. Simmons is like, I'm a gay Nazi. And you're
Yeah.
like, how can you be both of those? And he does. But
Do
anyways,
you think,
Tucker. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, buddy.
do you think Miles Teller was a victim of J.K. Simmons in that?
Vern Schillinger? I sure hope not. I mean, I wouldn't say that J.K. treated him like he does when he's the yellow M&M, where he's like, "Hi guys, I'm a peanut. Hello." But I don't think he was Vern Schillinger. Thank you for putting that in my head. Some of our most depraved fans writing a fan fiction about it as we speak. I'm gonna get a strange email. They're gonna be like, "I thought you would like to hear about this," and then I'm gonna throw up in their mouth. But anyways, Tucker, congratulations on your Yankee win. Thanks for talking baseball, movies, and baseball movies with me. Audience, we'll see you next time on another episode of Serious Cinema from Serious.